You got the red button there?
Yep,
All
it's
right.
already on.
Great, great, it's already on. Now don't look at the rest of my videos and photos on there. Okay. I have some really good ones though that you should see. I have a cat who loves to rub his butt. Anybody have a lazy cat? He sits on the carpet and he pulls himself forward like that. It's just I can never catch him doing it, but I've got a few of them on now. All right. So, first one here though. Took the one out of the middle, and again, this one is air. So now I'm going to inhale some air. What do you think that's going to do to my voice? You sure? All right, let's see what happens. Nothing too interesting here. So of course, we're inhaling air all the time, so we wouldn't expect anything too interesting to happen with that. Next one we're going to look at, remember this one is? All right, so we'll go ahead and inhale some of this stuff. How many of you have inhaled some helium before? And what does that do to your voice? Makes it higher pitch. Now we won't get into the physics of it, but part of the reason why it makes your voice higher is that because when you inhale it, the sound waves resonate in your voice box, and with a lower density gas in there, that is able to resonate at a higher frequency, and that winds up producing the higher voice. So let's go ahead and inhale these.
Oh boy, got a lot of fun doing this one here. Now, if you inhale these gases, what's one of the things you should be very careful of doing or not doing?
Taking a break.
Take a break?
Yeah, well, sure. You want to take a break, right?
Because if you don't take a break, what can happen to me?
Yeah,
I could get really lightheaded because I'm not getting enough oxygen to the head. You might think that anyhow. Oh boy! And that's because, of course, if I'm not getting enough oxygen to the head, sometimes you wind up seeing it, my lips might start turning blue or whatever. And that's because one of the things that happens, you can feel it a little bit right now, is that you have something in your blood called hemoglobin, and that hemoglobin, when it becomes deoxygenated, turns kind of a bluish color. And so you can often tell when somebody is low on oxygen because they have that kind of blue color to them. Now the last one here, this one is sulfur hexafluoride. When I first heard about sulfur hexafluoride, I was in your seats just like you are right now. I never knew that it was a gas. I thought I knew a lot about chemistry, but when I was a student, I thought that sulfur hexafluoride was a solid because for one thing, it has a very high molar mass. And once you start getting these really high molar masses, as we'll learn about when we get to intermolecular forces later, we find out that very high molar masses tend to have greater intermolecular forces. Molecules are more likely to attract each other and be present either as liquids or as solids. Then it was back in about 93 or 94, I was watching the late night show with David Letterman, had this scientist come on, and he started talking about sulfur hexafluoride, and he had this balloon filled with sulfur hexafluoride, and it's like, wow, that's a gas. Well, now, that was even pre-internet. I mean, we're talking like ancient history here, but it's like, I'm going to go up and look up to see what I can find out about sulfur hexafluoride. And I found out that it turns out it's a relatively inert gas, and being relatively inert, that means it reacts with very little. I looked up the MSDS information, found out that it's relatively non-harmful, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and order some and play around with it a little bit. So this is what us chemists do when we have our little chemist parties. We fill balloons up with gases, we pass them around, and any ideas what might happen here? You sure? Think so? You see it?
Yeah. you're my son.
No way.
When you can really tell here, oh boy, my voice is dropping down pretty deep here. I keep talking like this, and one of the things you're going to notice is that I can talk for a long time with a deep voice, because one of the things that's happened is that, well, you tell me, why do you think that the high voice disappears so quickly with the helium, and why it lasts so long with the sulfur hexafluoride? Yeah.
Because since the density is greater in this gas, you have to really breathe to get that oxygen.
Exactly. It's because of its density, it winds up sitting in my lungs, and I have to breathe really deep in order to get it out of here. Whereas if I have helium, if I open up my mouth, where's the helium going to go? Right, it's going to go out because it's less dense, but the sulfur hexafluoride is sitting right here in my lungs. So. Very good. I love this one. I do have a little more left here. I can go ahead and rinse the end of this off. If anybody would like to take a hit off of this, anybody else? Take one? All right, come on up here.
Hold up.
It's a lot of fun if we have females do this.
Let's do this.
All right.
Let's go,
You gotta
Tiffany.
Make sure you get a good deep inhale when you do it.
I got it.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Oh my God!
Okay, wow, that's pretty cool, not gonna lie.
You want another one?
Yeah, I do.
Do that.
Okay, that one was cool.
There you go.
You guys getting the videos of that? Fabulous. Okay, I think I'm good now.
All right. All right, that's
Now I
good.
gotta try to
Okay.